Hey, shalom to you brothers out there. Shalom. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Salutations to the 1/3 and the 144. All right, the 1/3 out of every people, tongue, and nation, and 12,000 out of each tribe of Israel from the tribe of Judah, all the way down to Issachar. So pretty much, peace to the 1/3 and the 144 that were predestined to make it on the second go around. Hopefully, you brothers are enduring and keeping the faith. I know it's not fucking easy, but still the spirit of the Lord that we push through every fucking day. You know, whether you're Israel, whether you're the church, some of us being given double portions, some of us being given a new covenant, some of us understand Israel. And that's mostly the brothers that I be listening to, you know, mostly Israel, because I've been given double portions, you know, at least from my lot, from my position. And brothers been given a whole lot of talents as well. That's why I be listening to brothers. But and I wanted to go into 2 Corinthians chapter 10 this morning. This is going to be more new covenant based teaching, you know, as far as these videos go. It says, bringing every thought unto obedience, and Paul glorifies in the Lord. So I'm going to start at verse 1. Get this real quick. Verse 1. It says, now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness by Christ, who in present am base among you, but being absent and bold towards you. Meaning what? I'm pretty much based among the brothers that got a lot of talents. But me being by myself, I don't have no fear. I don't have no fear of this world or fear of the flesh. I trust in the Most High. That's why I'm strong. It says, but I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Right? Because the flesh is weak. The flesh is carnal. The flesh is already passing away. It's not about the flesh, you know. That's not, the things we do in the flesh is what we do in the flesh, as long as we're not hurting anybody. You know, whether it's drinking, smoking, you know, having sex, going out. You know, we use the world, but we don't abuse this world, because we know the matrix is passing away, and we know that this world is passing away. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to pulling down of strongholds. And here's the point that I wanted to get. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. So the main reason why I got this chapter is because I was watching a couple brothers' videos, and the brothers, they were going in. But one thing that I'm noticing, and what the Lord was putting in my spirit to speak about this morning, was the foundation that we're standing on. Now, you know, we all been taught by One West, and we all been taught by, you know, whether it's, you know, GMS, or I'm just gonna name the major camps out there: GMS, IUIC, you know, Sakari, so on and so forth. I don't want to put them in my house, because that's what starts happening. Take them out. But by us learning from these camps, pretty much what has happened is we pretty much became children of these camps, and for lack of better words, we've learned a lot of things from these camps. A lot of things that they've taught is still imputed in our mind. You know, even brothers that came out of these camps, even brothers that know about the new covenant, certain things are still imputed in our mind. So I completely understand it. As far as brothers, we still having certain things that they taught us. And like I said, I'm not against all these camps, because a lot of these camps, they push the vibration of Israel. You know, they push the vibration of, you know, who Israel is. You know, as far as the all black, everybody's not going to look like Wesley Snipes. Everybody's not going to look like you know, all black. You know, Israel scattered throughout the world, so let's get that out the way. But as far as the things that we learn from these camps, a lot of it is still in our mind. So what Paul is saying right here, he's saying that the weapons of his warfare is not carnal but spiritual and pulling down strongholds. So what I find myself doing, and I'm gonna say I've been doing this for the last, I don't know, few months, maybe a year and a half, and I still remember when I used to bring out the new covenant. I used to go against these camps, and it would literally, like, every other video was against the camps for not bringing out the new covenant. And then we kept doing that. Even some of the brothers that was out here with me, beautiful brothers, we used to do videos constantly going against this camp for not bringing out the new covenant, and some of them still are not. Some of the brothers believed and they got out of the camp, such as spiritual life lessons. And that was powerful, man, because that just pushed more brothers to look into it for themselves, to think for themselves. That's what we want. We want a nation of thinkers. We want brothers to be able to have a mindset, not be in a hive mind, not follow the multitudes to do evil, right? So that's what started happening. But what the Lord has me doing now is pulling out the going into the graven images and the graven names, because that is important as well. So you got brothers like Ben Asher, he brings out the graven images, and he does a good job of bringing it out because that's his expertise, and that's completely right. At one point I was using these graven images. Now I don't even use them anymore, because I understand that pushes idolatry. That pushes us to want to put the Lord in the box. Want to have to like see him, or like make him in the five senses, when really he's outside of our five senses. And really, like the scripture says, we're going to see him as he is, so we know he's a spirit. Scripture even said we should not make any graven images, and I think it was Exodus or Deuteronomy. So I understand that, and the brother does a good point of bringing it out. But what I've been doing for the past few months is bringing out the graven name as well. And I've done many videos in the past. YouTube took them down. But I've done videos in the past going to the graven names, other videos like the Lord being the son of God, not the son of Joseph. And like I said, brothers like Gabriel, he was one of the few brothers to actually bring this out. To Mikasa, he one of the few brothers to bring that out. And brothers, I don't know what happened to Mikasa, but I think Gabriel was still on here. I don't know. But that's what I've been bringing out. And so by me bringing this to brothers' attention, I was hoping that brothers that came out of these camps will actually look into it. And some brothers have, but what I see is brothers are still going with that name. And I'm not here trying to tell you to believe this or believe that. Every man has to be persuaded in their own mind, and I understand that. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and allow that to just keep on going when I know that's not in the scriptures. See, that's the most important thing that brothers got to understand. As long as you're standing up for the truth, you can do all types of things in the flesh, but it's about the truth. It's about what's in your heart. It's about what foundation you're standing on. And so, just like I was bringing out with GMS, right? A lot of brothers, they're standing, but they're standing on the foundation that they're speaking against. And what I mean by that is, it's like, okay, you can build a castle, right? You can build a sand castle, just using that as an example. But if the sand castle is on the beach, by the waters, and you're building, but it's you're building on the foundation that can easily be washed away. Now that foundation has some authority because a lot of people is in it. That foundation has authority because a lot of people, it has a lot of people believe in it, and it has a push, it has a force, so it does have authority. But you're building on the foundation that you're speaking against, And that's my whole point when it comes to this. We can be standing, but if we're standing on a foundation that is not in the scriptures, like the name Yahweh ahchyam, Yahweh Shai ahchyam Akakwadash, then it's like we're standing and we're running, but we're not running all the way, or we're not really reaching our full potential. We're not really using the multifaceted talents that we've been given to use to break the spells out of brothers' minds. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers been given a whole lot, and so a lot more is required. Over here, I'm not saying I'm over brothers. I'm not telling brothers what to do. I'm not. I'm really like the kid in the back of the classroom, you know. I'm just letting brothers know what the scripture says. I think that's what's important. And so the foundation is really important to understand. The name of the Most High is very important to understand, you know. And I know brothers are probably going to keep on doing what they're doing, but I'm just going to bring this out, spread the seeds into the places it needs to go. You know, fallen angel. So I'm going to read this one more time. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty to the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ, or of Christ. That's what I'm sticking with. Fallen angel. So this is very important to understand, brothers. And like I said, brothers been given a lot of talents. Brothers been given multifaceted talents. You're supposed to use it to break the spells. What good is it if you're being given a lot, but you're only speaking half truths? And even if you get hated, right? Or even if brothers look at you strange, at least you know you're doing it for the Most High. At least you're doing it for the Lord. At least you're doing it for, at least you know you're doing it for the truth's sake. You know? And that's what matters the most, you know. Us being recognized by the Most High and not doing it to be recognized by men. Even though, you know, we like deep inside our hearts, you know, we want to be recognized, want to be, oh, you know, I'm doing this, and you know, I want brothers to recognize me and this, that, and third. But at the end of the day, man, it don't matter if they're recognized or not. It really don't matter, Rock. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm pretty much trying to say. Where I'm casting down strongholds out of brothers' minds, man. And you know, with spiritual life lessons, the brothers, they did a video, pretty much going into you know, they made up a name, Barbados. And I'm not mocking that name. I don't really know where they got it from. I got to look into it, but I don't really see that name in the scriptures. And I know there's something about the Paleo Hebrew that goes back to the Tower of Babel. You know, the brother Benjamin, he goes into it. They were building the Tower of Babel, and the earth was of one language, and they were pretty much, the earth was one language, and they were all calling upon that one name. But the Lord, he discomfited them and scattered their languages, and so they wasn't in the same mindset. But yeah, this is extremely important right here. You know, we can't call ourselves rebuking camps and saying they're doing this and doing that if we ourselves can't even fix the little things that we need to fix. You know, like me, I've been rebuking camps for years, and I've been rebuked many times too. I'm not going to say and be like, oh, I'm on the authorities. I've been rebuking for years, you know. And guys listen, some guys didn't. But that's the whole point I wanted to get. What are we doing? Why were we giving these platforms? Why were we giving these certain things up? So we can break the spells out of brothers' mind. And guess what? It's working. It's working. And if guys feel some type of way, then fuck it. Let them feel some type of way. Who gives a fuck, man? If you're speaking the truth, then guess what? It don't matter. Blah, 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 blah. You know, they don't. It's no fun when the rabbit has the mic. See, it's no fun. So it don't matter what they say about me. Tell me something I don't know. That's that's what's important, man. So let me keep on going. I'm gonna get another scripture. And having in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. So what am I being obedient to? Am I being obedient to what man says? No, because as the scripture says, all men are liars, man. All men are liars. I'm being obedient to what the scripture says. Do you look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trusted to himself that he is Christ, let him of himself think this again, that as he is Christ, even so are we Christ. Right, so, like my feet. Just look at this, bro. What is this? What is this body right here? So, on the carnal appearance, I'm skinny. I'm not that good looking. I'm got a lot of issues. You know, I'm a troubled child, man. But, nah. As far as the truth goes, I believe in the truth. Alright, so we're not looking at the carnal. For though I shall boast somewhat more of our authority, which the Lord has given us for edification and not for your destruction, I should not be ashamed. I'm not ashamed, man. Alright? That may not seem as if I will terrify you by letters, for his letters say they are weighty and powerful, but his bodily presence is weak and his speech contemptible. Right. Like, they don't like his speech. They didn't like Paul. They didn't like Peter. They didn't like the disciples. They didn't like the prophets. The same. Our people are back here. That's how I know this is our people right here. Let such a one think this, that such as we are in word by letters when we are absent, such will we be indeed when we are present. So if I'm standing in front of brothers, I'm gonna be speaking, man. I like to talk, bro. I'll be running my, you know. Sometimes I'm quiet. Sometimes I talk a lot. So when I get around brothers that are in the same mindset, I just be going and going and going. For we dare not make ourselves of the number, or compare ourselves with some that commend themselves, but they measuring themselves by themselves and comparing themselves among themselves are not wise, right? And I got to work on that too, because I be boasting a lot, you know. And I'm not supposed to do that. But we will not boast of things with our measure, but according to the measure of the rule which God has distributed unto us, a measure to reach even unto you. For we stress not ourselves beyond our measure, as though we reach unto you, as though we reach not unto you, for we are come as far as to you in preaching the gospel of Christ, not boasting of things with our measure, that is, other men's labors, but having hope, when your faith is increased, that we shall be enlarged by you according to our rule abundantly, to preach the gospel in the regions beyond you, and not to boast in another man's line of things made ready to our hands. So I'm not, so come on, what's wrong with you Ahchyams, man? You know, I'm not boasting. I'm not doing that. I'm just letting you know what the scripture says. And you already know this. It's not like brothers don't know. Brothers already know this. I'm bringing it all back. So, I know we pretty much been scattered these past few months. Things have been weird. A lot of shit has happened. But I want brothers to, like, come together again, man. You know? And I think with this whole King David thing coming back up, I think that's what's going to bring everything back together. The brother, he said something in one of the comments, and I was like, hey, and I don't talk about another brother on another brother's page, you know. If I'm having trouble with that brother, then I'm not really having trouble with that brother, man. It's just about this whole King David thing. You know, I never said I was anybody. And everybody said they were him and this, that, and the third. I just said in that video when I was sitting by the Levine, everybody's going to want that title. And if you are him, use it wisely. To preach the gospel in the regions beyond you, and not to boast in another man's line of things made ready to our hands. But he that glorious, let him glory in the Lord. For not he that commendeth himself is approved, but whom the Lord commendeth. What is that saying? The Lord, he's the one that commends us, not man. And I also wanted to get Isaiah. I wanted to block that. I wanted to get Genesis, I think it was Genesis or Exodus. It says, Exodus chapter 3, it says, I am that I am. That's the name of the Lord. I am that I am to all generations. And that's the truth. That's the reality of the situation. So pretty much with that, that's going to be it. It's your brother Ahmad Gabar out here in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm just a kid that's all alone, bro. I got a few brothers out here, but I'm not with any camp. I'm not with any group. I'm not with anybody. It's just me. And I help people out as much as I can, but I'm also going through a whole lot of stuff too. But I'm holding my own. Holding my own, man. So I just wanted to do that video real quick. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. And salutations to the 1/3 and the 144. Brothers out to keep the faith and endure. Hey, shalom, I'm out.